So here's my promised video for seniors that want to work out at home and keep nice and physically fit. You don't need a lot of anything really. You just need a chair. I'm using soup cans, but you can have dumbbells of any kind that you have at home. And I would suggest having just a bottle of water handy. If you're working out on carpet or floor, we're going to be doing some balance exercises. So I would recommend probably shoes. It's a little bit better on the feet if you're going to be doing that. But if you're going to be watching this video more than a few times, hopefully, then I'll just get right to it. So it's going to be about 45 minutes. We're going to be doing warm-up, we're going to do strength, we're going to do cardio, we're going to do stretches, and then when we're done, you can go about your business. So if you do need the chair for balance, if you have any kind of instability issues, definitely have it beside you for this one, just in case you have to reach out and grab it. All right? So first, we'll just get you to bring your knees up nice and high as possible. Try and keep your shoulders back. Pull your belly button into your spine. You do not have to keep up with me, okay? Don't hurt yourself at home. It's just at your own comfort level, bring the knees up nice and high. Don't forget to breathe. And I'm just going to turn sideways for this next one, but I want you to do some butt kicks. So I want you to kick back as far as possible with your heels. Again, if you have balance issues, you might want to grab that chair while you're kicking back. Your main goal, get your quads nice and stretched out. You should feel that in the front of your legs. Okay? Maybe in the knees. No sharp pain though. It's just to stretch out those muscles that have been sitting. And you want to have your feet about hips distance apart, as low as you can. You're going to bend into your hips and your knees, and then reach up as high as possible. Down nice and low, reach up nice and high. Down nice and low, reach up nice and high. So this is about range of motion. If you do have bad knees, you might find it more comfortable to hinge at the hips, have the knees a little less bent, and then reach up. That's totally fine. Core is nice and active, and every time you stand up, I want you to squeeze your glutes, squeeze your butt. For those of you who know me, it's kind of drilled into you by now, but if you've never met me, you'll quickly figure that out. It's all about the glutes. Good. So I want you to take a nice wide stance with your feet. Arms are going to be up at shoulder height. And you're going to twist side to side. Now when you twist, I want you to lift the heel of that foot just so that you don't hurt your back. Try and open up the spine, open up the hips, but not hurt anything, especially the knees. They can feel it. If you're feeling dizzy, you can just keep your head facing forward rather than having it go side to side. Good, good. Gently bring it back down. Feet are back to about hips distance apart. Shoulder circles. So as high as you can go, as low as you can go, you want to bring those shoulders back, back, back. Loosening up the neck, loosening up the shoulders. Don't forget to breathe. And then we're going to turn that into arm circles. So it'll be one, then the other, one, then the other. When you're doing this, you try and keep a straight arm as possible and try and keep it as close to the ear as you can, as far back as you can, okay? If you have an injury in a shoulder, one arm might look more like this, okay? So you are trying to get more range of motion than you normally would. However, do not hurt yourself. If you feel any kind of sharp pain or it does not want to go there, don't force it. Slight bend in the knees. And good. So with your shoulders back and down, I want you just marching on the spot. Marching on the spot is at your own comfort level. Okay? So I do have in my senior boot camps, you can either march on the spot like this, a little bit nicer on the knees, or you can jog on the spot. It's faster. You're going to get more cardio but you're bouncing now. So that might hurt your back, might hurt your knees, might hurt your feet. So if you get any kind of sharp warning pains, you just kind of go back to that marching on the spot. Your choice, whatever you want to do. Just stay up nice and tall. Keep your glutes squeezed. I know, you forgot. Don't worry about it. I will be reminding you this whole time. And you can gently slow it on down from there. And you can have some water if you'd like. Not that you have to, but it's a good time to just catch your breath. For simplicity's sake, I'm not putting you guys on the ground like I normally do for my senior boot camps. Mostly because safety, I can't watch what you're doing. So for now, it's just going to be balance, strength, upper body, lower body, that kind of thing. So first, yay, I want you sitting down in your chair. So hopefully you can see me. Well, what you're looking for is toe taps. So it's not about speed. You're trying to get height, as high as possible with those toes. You should start feeling your shins. You do sit up nice and tall when you're doing this. Core is nice and active. Generally, you'll want to kind of hunch back. So just keep a nice straight spine and try and keep those toes nice and high. I haven't forgotten about it. You should feel the burn pretty darn bad now. Got about 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and good. You can tuck the toe underneath the chair if it'll allow you, and then you can switch to the other side. So what you do is when the toe comes up, you want to push that ankle down towards the floor, and that'll stretch out your ankle and your shin, which is what you just worked here. And then I want you to scoot forward just a little bit in your chair. Again, sitting up nice and tall so your core is active, shoulders are back. Try not to lean back with this one. You're going to do seated front kicks. So it's one, then the other. You're trying to get as high as you can. This is about range of motion. And again, trying not to collapse that spine. So keep the shoulders away from your ears. Don't forget to breathe. Don't have to worry about the glutes in this one because you are sitting, so it's no big deal for right now. And last time here. Perfect. When you come back down, I want your feet to be about hips distance apart. Shoulders are back and down. I want you to stand up, squeeze your glutes as hard as you can, and then sit back down. Stand up, squeeze your glutes, sit back down. It's the hip extension, the hips coming forward, that will make sure that those glutes have to contract. But as a lot of my people know, sit down squats are kind of a staple. I mean, this is what's going to help you get out of a low chair or a chair that doesn't have arm handles on it, or heaven forbid, a low toilet that you get trapped in the restroom at some point. So this is going to strengthen all of the muscles in the lower body so that you don't get yourself into that kind of situation. Don't forget to breathe, and don't forget about those glutes. Down, up, last time. And you're good. Perfect. So I'm going to get you to grab your cans or your weights or whatever you have, and I want you to scoot forward on that chair so they can be in a bent over position. So if you have to have your feet far apart or close, it does not matter. But I want you to bring right forward so you're kind of lying on top of your lap. Those weights will kind of come down towards the floor. You have nice straight arms. And I want you to bend the elbows and squeeze the shoulders and then come back down. Lift up those elbows, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those shoulders, come back down. So if you'd like, if it's more comfortable, you can have that head coming down towards the floor so your neck is in neutral position. But mainly, keep the shoulders from doing this. Keep them down and away from that neck. And it's about those shoulder blades. It's the squeezing of the shoulder blades and then release. Squeeze of the shoulder blades and then release. Few more times here. Don't forget to breathe. Pause when you're up there. Last time. And good. Perfect. So we're going to go back to those toe taps. Sitting up nice and tall. Core is active. Feet are about hips distance apart. As high as possible. They will get a little drunk as they get tired. So they will probably slow down. They will probably lose their rhythm, which is fine. It's about getting that toe as high as possible off of the floor. And then, of course, staying up in the spine so they're not kind of hunching forward. It takes a lot of concentration to do toe taps. So just keep on going, keep on going. You should definitely feel the burn by now. Breathe deep. It's all about the height. Go to a happy place. 3, 2, and 1. Tuck that toe underneath the chair and kind of push down into that ankle just to stretch out. If this hurts, if you have foot problems or arthritis in the feet and it does not like to be bent that way, don't worry about it. You can just kind of do some ankle circles and that will also sort of loosen up that shin. Okay? You're going to come back to your feet about hips distance apart. Sitting up nice and tall, core is active. I want you to stand up, squeeze your glutes, and come back down. Standing up, shoulders back, come back down. Sit down squats, by far one of the best movements that you can do for yourself because you're not weight bearing when you're down here and then you're coming back up, and it will help you with stairs. It'll help you obviously coming out of cars and off of benches and random furniture that you accidentally sink into oblivion and have to get back out. But it'll also help you with walking. You'll just be stronger in your stride because your muscles are going to be nice and active. Did you forget about your glutes? Okay, I want you to squeeze your glutes, come back down. Squeeze your glutes, come back down. Just one more time. Come on up, and then come back down. Right to the edge of your chair. Breathe. And then grab your weights. Or your cans, whichever. So you're right on the edge of your chair. You're going to bend all the way forward. Stay in this position. You don't move from here. It's just the arms that are going to lift up, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then come back down. Lift, squeeze the shoulder blades, come back down, squeeze, come back down. So it doesn't matter who you are, what age you are. These exercises will definitely help you a lot. You just add heavier weight if you would like to have a harder workout. That's all. And if you've been doing what I've been doing, which is just feeling bad about the situation and stuck in your house, watching Netflix and eating cake, then this is going to be good for you. It'll be good. Just roll off the couch, grab a chair, get this done. It will be better, I promise. One more time. And relax. Good. If you need water, like absolutely, feel free to grab some. But otherwise, I'm going to take this opportunity to kind of stretch your muscles before I annihilate them. You're going to be doing seated cross ankle stretch. So this stretch, you're kind of on the edge of your chair. If you do have a chair with handles on them, you are going to have to scooch forward because the leg will kind of catch on that arm. So what I want you to do is have that ankle over top of the thigh, not the foot, because then it bends, okay? So it's that actual bone that's across the leg. Sit up nice and tall. You should immediately feel that stretch deepen. And staying tall, you want to lean forward if you'd like, okay? If you feel like your hip is going to dislocate, no need to go deeper into that. But you do breathe regardless, okay? So I want you to take a nice deep inhale. And when you exhale, you relax into that stretch a little bit more. So it might not even be something that you physically see, but when you inhale and straighten the spine, and you exhale, you can lean forward into it a little bit more. If you have any sharp pain in the knee, it'll probably be more like this, and that's fine. You just work on nice and tall, leaning forward. You'll get the stretch gently, Okay, so you're going to switch to the other side. Bring that foot down, crossing the other leg. Sit up nice and tall, then leaning forward. So you should feel that stretch big time in the hip for sure, in the knee as well, maybe in the back if you're really, really tight. But when you inhale, it's a straight spine, and when you exhale, you lean forward a little bit more. So if you have pretty decent flexibility in that hip and you can exhale and move forward and you still want a little bit deeper, you can also just take the hand of the leg that's bent and you can gently push down into that knee as well. Okay? But just try and keep your shoulders relaxed, breathing through your belly, taking that time to just get movement in the muscles. Gently ease back first, then relax the leg, and we're going to do hamstring stretch. So your right leg, left leg, whichever you like, is going to be straight up, the toe nice and high up towards the ceiling. You're going to inhale nice and high, and when you exhale, you're going to reach forward with that same arm towards the foot. You do not have to touch the foot. It might be the knee, it might be the shin, it might be the ankle, okay? What you're looking for is to keep the knee pretty straight, have the toe coming towards you. You'll feel that hit right in the back of the knee. And again, when you breathe into it, when you exhale, you reach a little bit forward, reach a little bit forward, breathing through the belly, okay? Just kind of relax into this one. It's very, very nice. If you do want more of a calf stretch, you pull the toe towards you. When you pull the toe towards you, it gets right mostly in the back of the knee, but that's where the calf inserts, okay? You bring the torso up first, then bend the knee, switching to the other side. So it's nice and tall, toe pointing up towards the ceiling, reaching forward. Inhale, and then when you exhale, lean into it a little bit more. It might look like this, okay? Because you might not have long gangly arms like I do, or your legs are too long, and so you can't reach. That's fine, but you gently just make your way down. You inch your way down the leg on your exhale. You breathe as deep as you can, and then on the exhales when you relax into it. You should feel that stretch back the knee. If you'd like, you can pull the toe a little bit more. Feel that calf stretch. Now the torso comes up first, bending the knee, and then you're going to stand up. So you are going to need the chair. Right now this is not going to be about balance. It's just going to be about range of motion. So especially with hips, arthritis in the hips, arthritis in the knees, you want to get more range of motion than is in your comfort zone. Our comfort zone is walking like this, okay? When really we need to be walking like, like we mean it. So that's what I want you to practice in this video here, is the chair is going to be in front of you. You're right close behind it, but don't kick the leg when you're doing these movements. You're going to stand up nice and tall, shoulders are back, and you're going to squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your glutes in that standing position. Like, touch your bum. You're at home. You're alone. It's fine. Touch your bum. Make sure it's contracted. Keep it that way while you're holding on to the chair. And then with your right leg, I want you to kick straight out. Straight out. Straight out. As high as possible. Okay? So that knee is straight, and it's just right out to the side, as high as you can. You're going to stay as tall as you can with that full range of motion. Perfect. That foot's going to come down. Exact same thing on the other side. Stay up nice and tall. Kick out. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and good. Perfect. We're going to do almost the exact same thing, except now you're going to kick back. So I'm just going to turn my chair here so you can see what I'm doing. Again, right close to that chair. You're nice and tall. Keep that glute contracted. Keep your knee straight. It's just going to be the heel. The heel's going to kick back, okay? So you kick back. That's 1, 2, stay up tall. 3, you'll want to bend forward, so don't do that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switching to the other side. Core is active. Squeeze your glutes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and perfect. Good. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm just going to turn this back in front, is kind of an opening up movement. So in my boot camps, for sure, without question, I have my clients do baby lunges or full-on lunges because it's a really great exercise for strength training. But I don't know what your knee is like and I can't watch you. So for my own comfort level, we're not going to be doing that. If any of my senior boot campers are out there watching this, you do these side lunges. You know how to. Okay? But otherwise, you're going to have your hands nice and close to that chair. You start in neutral position. Should have mentioned that before. Neutral position, that is your squeezing of the glutes. Your core is active. Shoulders are back. Keep hold of that chair. Your feet are decently close together. Okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to step out to the side. The leg that you land on is the knee that bends. And then you come back to center. And then you step to the other side, bending into that knee. So when you do that side step, you push back in the hips, bend into the knee a little bit. We tend to kind of just bend into that knee so it looks like this. The knee's way over the toe. Okay? So I want you to take a big step out, hip back, knee bends, stand up, big step out, hip back, knee bends. Okay? So I'll just show you from the side here. Step out, hip, then knee, come back, step out, hip, then knee. So my knee does not ever go over my toe. Okay, it doesn't look like this, where I'm really bending into the knee. It looks like this, hip, then knee. So my knee's directly over top of my toe. Okay? So just holding on to that chair, not too far away, keeping your core nice and solid. Last time on the side. And you're good. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to grab onto your weights. We're going to start nice and easy. It's going to be bicep curls. Now, if you do have mobility issues, like you don't normally work out, okay, you can feel tired or you're like, I don't know if I'm feeling okay with this, definitely use the chair. It's just a little bit of an issue with me. My seniors, I make them do what you functionally should be doing. Of course you can stand. You have to stand, okay? If you're in a walker, you can stand tall. If you're in a wheelchair, you can sit up straight. So to be like, oh, how old are you? Oh, okay, you're going to sit in this chair and just do this because of your age is ridiculous. So if you're feeling tired or you have sharp pain or mobility issues, you will be sitting in this chair because this is going to be safe for you. If you can stand, okay, if you have the balance, I want you to have your feet about hips distance apart, bend your knees just a little bit, squeeze your glutes, shoulders back. This is standing neutral position. We're not going to do a lot with it. Just going to grab onto your cans or your weights with your shoulders staying back and down, squeezing your glutes the whole time. I want you to bicep curl up and then come back down. Bicep curl up, come back down. Up, come back down. Now it's not the bicep curl. That's usually the problem with my boot campers. It's the glutes. They'll be like, quick, they're not paying attention. And they'll just fall off the wagon. So you're going to have to come back to it, ask your glutes, are you contracting, are you working? And then the bicep curl is just kind of a secondary nature, okay? If you have heavier weight, you will definitely start feeling this in the arms and in the shoulders, okay? But it's still good for range of motion if you're using like a 1 or 2 pound weight. Just one more time here. And good. So now I want you to rotate those weights out. If you have 5 or 8 pound weights or shoulder problems, okay, and you go to rotate out and you go and do the shoulder press down and up, and that hurts, sharp pain, not fatigue, physical, actual sharp pain, you put one weight down or one can, you hold the can sideways, you're going to go straight up over the head, and then it'll come to about collarbone area. If you do
have both weights. Make sure your palms face forward. Make sure they face me. Try to keep those weights alongside your ears. You're going to go straight up as high as possible. Bring it back down. Come on up. Bring it back down. So the other thing that I want you to watch is that you might end up doing this if your shoulders are tight. So try and keep it alongside the ears while you're keeping your glutes squeezed. Okay? This is as much a range of motion exercise for the arms and shoulders as it is a strength exercise. Just a few more. You should start feeling fatigue now. Couple more. Last one here. And you're good. Perfect. So you can put those weights down. Feel free to have some water. We're going to start that set again. You're going to bring that chair back out in front of you. Nice and close to your chair. Standing nice and tall. Core is active. I want you to kick out with that straight leg as high as possible, squeezing that glute. Okay? Keep going. Just a few more here. 3, 2, and good. Switching to your other side as high as possible. They might not be equal, okay? So for me, I have a tear in my hip, causes me quite a bit of pain generally. So I have a lot more range of motion on one side than the other. So don't worry about it. If one is a little drunk or a little unwilling, it's not a big deal. It's very common. And good. Okay, so I'll turn my chair. You don't have to, but I just want you to stand as close as you can to that chair. Shoulders are back, squeezing your glutes, and you're going to kick straight back. Do not bend your knee. This is a glute exercise. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switching to the other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and good. Perfect. Bring my chair back here. So again, if you're not my senior boot campers, definitely use a chair. Definitely do what I'm doing. If you're used to my boot camps, you're just doing side lunges. Okay? Shoulders are back, core is active. I want you to take a step out, side lunge, come back, and then switch to your other side. So always just have 1 or 2 hands on that chair. It's not a big step. You're just trying to get that range of motion to get your brain to think about coming back to center and to squeeze this glute when you come back. So you squeeze this glute when you come back. You bend into the hip, then the knee, not the knee. If the knee bends first, the hip can't follow. Okay, so just one and the other. And good. Come back center. Okay, I want you to grab onto those weights or your cans here. Just double checking my time. Good, we got so much time. Not that you would might not like that, but we do. We got lots of time left. Okay, feet are about hip distance apart. A little bit bend in the knees. Shoulders are back. Core is active. I want you to bicep curl up, come back down. Bicep curl up, come back down. This is, again, at your own pace. Never feel obligated to do the exact same reps that I'm doing. If you have any injuries or issues that you were told, can't lift your arm over your head or don't bend that far or your body's just telling you not to do something, definitely follow your own intuition, okay? It's a lot, I see that a lot online where it's just like, just do jumping jacks and just do burpees. Yeah, it's not the healthiest if you're not used to doing that. Okay, so with those weights, keep all of this together. Keep your glutes squeezed. It'll be either 2 weights on either side, palms facing forward, or I'll do this one this time, just the 1 weight. And you're holding it sideways like this, and it's coming in front of the collarbone. You're going to push straight up towards the ceiling and come back down. So if you can use 2 weights, definitely do so. okay? I'm just showing you which either one can do. Both will be good for strength and mobility. Actually, using one weight, it can tend to be a little bit harder because you're more restricted to that movement. But you're keeping those glutes nice and squeezed, breathing deep. 4 left. 3, 2, and good. Perfect. So you can have your waist come down. If you'd like some water, feel free to have some. This next stuff is going to be range of motion, cardio, and then going to get some balance in there before stretch you out. So if you would like the chair for balance purposes and stability, if you're feeling a little unstable, definitely have it near you, okay? Otherwise, you're going to go back to either marching on the spot, bringing those knees up nice and high, or if you don't have foot problems, ankle problems, knee problems, back problems that'll be made worse by this movement, you can jog on the spot, okay? You don't know till you try. So, you know, if you're like, okay, I'll try jogging on the spot, and you're like, ooh, that didn't like that, you'll know. You'll know pretty much immediately if you can jog on the spot. And if you can't, you go back to this marching on the spot. Your choice, okay? Whatever you want to do. Mainly with this one, I do want you to just be up nice and tall, keeping your shoulders back. Don't forget to breathe. And good. If you need the chair beside you to hold on to, that's fine. A little bit of balance here. I want you to kick forward, come back. Kick forward, come back. Not too slow. If you're too slow, you'll fall over. Not too fast, because you'll fall over. Okay, so it's knee, then kick, knee, then kick. Height is up to you, okay, but it's at your own comfort level. Like I said, if you need that chair, you'll be kicking like this. Do be careful. But this one is probably your lower back. That'll be like starting to ache. So you might want to just do little shin kicks rather than nice high kicks. Don't forget to breathe deep. A few more of these. And good. Feet are about hip distance apart. We're going to go back to those touchdowns. Hips first. Down nice and low. Squeeze those glutes nice and high. Down and up. Down and up. At your own speed. You do not have to follow exactly what I'm doing, because it's mostly reps or timed, so it's just your own personal well-being. And this is just, you're trying to feel out of breath, okay? Out of breath. Let's do a few more here. And perfect. Nice wide stance, okay? So the wide stance allows for you to open up the hips. We do not stand like this very often, but it definitely should be done more often than not. What I want you to do, I call it just the jack, because I have jumping jacks, half jacks, just the jack, or as a lot of my clients love to do, no jacks. But today you're going to be doing just the jack. So I want you to swoop down, bend your knees and your hips, reach up over the head. Swoop down, reach up, as low as you can go, reaching up. As always, when you come up to that nice tall position, I want you to squeeze your glutes. So squeeze when you come up, release when you come down. Squeeze when you come up, release when you come down. And you're good. Okay, sorry, I do not have a timer, so I'm just gonna make sure that we're still good to go for balance and for stretching. So we're gonna do this one more time, okay? I want you either marching on the spot or jogging on the spot, okay? Does not matter the speed. core is active, shoulders are back. Be as tall as possible. That's your goal. If you ever get sharp pain in the knee or the feet, you're just changing that to marching on the spot. The speed is up to you, but generally, trying to get the knees nice and high so you're breathing deep. Okay? Keep going. Keep going. Good, good. With the chair, bring it beside you if you need it. You're going to be doing alternating front kicks. Okay? Knee first, then kick. Height is up to you. Mostly depends on hamstring flexibility. So if you have tight hamstrings, you'll probably feel it in the hamstrings, but you'll feel it mostly in that lower back. Okay? The other thing is that the higher you go, the more the abdominals have to work. So keep those two things in mind. And bring the feet back to a neutral position. Feet are about hip distance apart. You come down as low as possible. Squeeze those glutes. Reach up as high as you can. Reach, reach, reach. Come down. Reach. And come down. At any time, totally forgot to mention this. I mean, just a video, so you can pause me and have water and catch your breath at any time, okay? This is the beauty of technology. Don't have to worry about it. And good, good, good. Wide stance. Width. The wider you can go is good. However, there is a danger zone. If you go too wide, you're gonna slide out. So if you're on a floor, or if you're like, can't do that, your hips can come in a little bit, okay? But as wide as possible, you're gonna swoop down and then up over the head. Swoop down, up over the head. It's about depth. Hips and knees down. Squeeze the glutes when you come up. Hips and knees. Arms come up, down, and up, down, and up. Just a few more times. And good. You can bring those feet back in. Now, for balance, if you're on a carpet, it'll be a little trickier than normal if you do practice balancing, or if you're in your bare feet. So it's kind of hit and miss. If you do yoga, you generally are in bare feet, so you'll be used to it. So this is balance stuff. Shoes or no shoes, totally up to you. But do have a chair, always, or a wall or something, so that if you do fall over, you're not going to hurt yourself, okay? First and foremost, I just want you to stand on that right leg. So you kind of weight bear, bend into that knee a little bit. You do squeeze that glute, and you're going to lift the other foot up. So that chair is right beside you. You either look like this, where you're holding it there, or if you need just a little bit of assistance, be a 2-finger hold. The brain just needs that signal of like, am I okay? Okay, and you're okay. So if you just need a 2-finger hold, great. If you need that hand hold for strength, that's fine too, or you can just do none. You're gonna come down. I want you to shake your legs out. If you'd like, you can move the chair to the other side or just walk to the other side. Shoulders are back. Bend into your left knee a little bit. Squeeze your glutes. Lift that foot up. So you're as tall as possible in the torso. The spine is very, very strong. If you need to, again, hand on chair or 2-finger touch, a little bit harder, but it does help a little bit with the balance, the brain challenge. Okay? Breathing deep. Glute is active. Knee is squishy. Okay? If you lock out the knee, you will have less balance. Breathing. And you can shake those legs up. Good. So now we're going to be doing the drunken sobriety test. I don't drink, so I would never know, but hey, it's a good way to practice balance. What I want you to do is have heel-toe positioning. So you're going to bring that right foot in front, and they're physically touching each other, okay? You do have to bend into the knees a little bit. Again, have the wall or chair or something for balance, or nothing. And I want you to just stand up nice and tall. Breathing. And now, you can stay here. If you're like, this is more than enough, I'm going to fall over, just stay here. If you want a bigger challenge, keeping your feet right where they are, you're going to take your right hand, point it up towards the ceiling, and watch your hand as it comes down and then comes up, and that changes everything. Okay, so keep that chair nice and handy if you need it. We're going to be doing this just one more time. Down and then up. Hand can come down, and you're going to switch to the other side. So it'll be that left foot that comes forward. Heel toe, heel toe. They're physically touching each other in line. Okay? Shoulders are back and down. Core is active. Okay? Again, chair is there if you need it. If you want to make this harder, that left hand is going to point up towards the ceiling. You watch it come down and then come up. Watch it come down and up. And then last time, coming down and up. Hand comes down first, shaking out your legs. Okay, so we're going to do one more time. We're going to be doing stretching, but it'll be kind of total body stretching. We're going to be using the wall as well as the chairs. A few different exercises. First, we've already done 2 of them, so I'm going to get you to sit back down in your chair. If you need some water, feel free to have some. But when you come back to your chair, you're kind of on the edge of it, okay? And you're going to cross your ankle over the knee, sitting up nice and tall, and then leaning forward. Static stretching, the biggest mistake people make is they do this kind of bouncing, pulsing motion. They come back and then they go forward. Well, that hurts. So they go back and they come forward. Muscles don't work that way. So you lean into it as much as you can. Stay there. Take a nice deep inhale. And when you exhale, try and come a little bit further forward. Stay there. Deep inhale. Exhale, try to relax into it a little bit more. You never give up that ground that you gain. So you go here, go a little further, a little bit further, a little bit further. That's the way that the muscles work. Never to sharp pain, but it shouldn't be comfortable. You should feel that stretch quite a bit. And you're breathing into it. Switching to the other side. Cross the ankle first. Sitting up nice and tall. Once you're nice and tall, you can lean forward if you'd like. If it's too intense, you don't have to lean forward. The other thing that you can do is also kind of push down with your arm or your hand into that bent knee. Inhale, nice straight spine because you're not going to hunch forward. Nice straight, tall, then leaning into it. So it's that heart reaching forward. Breathing deep. Breathing deep is never a bad idea, especially as we get older. Our lung capacity gets a lot smaller if you're not exercising or you're not practicing deep breathing exercises. So this is a perfect time to inhale as much as you can and then exhale into it. We're going to try that in hamstring stretch. So you're going to bring this down. That foot comes forward, the whole leg. This time, the first time we did same arm, same leg. This time I want you to do opposite arm. So the opposite arm is going to come across the body, reaching forward. Might just be the knee, might be the shin, might be the foot, whatever you can reach. On the edge of your chair, you'll feel that immediately. If you're too far back, it won't work so well. Inhale, straighten that spine. Exhale, hinge at the hip. Breathe deep and relax into it. Now, if you're like, what happened? Last time I was so much better. When you reach across, it's just that slight little difference that brings your lower back into the equation, and it's a little bit tighter generally. So if you were reaching your foot the first time and now you're not, don't worry. I did that on purpose. You release the torso first, then you switch to the other side. Knee is straight, toe points up, and you reach opposite hand across the body for the knee, the shin, the ankle. Grab onto whatever you can reach. Inhale and exhale. Inhale nice and deep, and then when you exhale, it's forward positioning here. Try and relax into that stretch. Feel your back stretch and your hamstring and probably the back of your knee and your calf stretch. The torso is what comes up first, and then relax that leg. So the three that we're going to be doing, the first one's going to be quad, but they're mostly going to be on the wall. So if you're in your living room and you have a wall you can use with your chair, or a couch, the back of a couch, or if you can actually grab your leg, we're going to be doing the quad stretch. So this is what it'll look like if you can grab your foot. You're holding onto the chair, you're going to kick back and grab onto your foot or your ankle. Okay? If you can't get this range of motion, especially if you have knee problems, I'm going to try and show you here. What it'll look like is the chair is going to come in front. You have the wall behind. You're standing really, really close to your chair, and you're going to kick back on the wall. Okay? So what it'll look like is you're going to kick that foot, and the wall's right here, and then the wall itself is going to be the one that you lean back with. Okay? So, and the chair is in front. Now, regardless of which one that you're doing, you are going to try and stand up as tall as possible in the torso, and then lean back a little bit. So watch your knee here and your back. Sharp pain can happen for sure. If you are holding on to that ankle, I do want you to physically bend that elbow to lift that foot up higher. You're pushing that hip forward, and then you'll stand up taller. Let's switch to the other side. So if you're using the wall or your hand, does not really matter. You might get one side and not the other, which is common as well. But once you grab onto your foot, or you can grab onto your heel or your sock or your pant leg, whatever you can reach, you're standing up nice and tall and then pulling back on that foot. If you are using the wall, the chair is in front of you. You do kick back nice and tall and then lean back into it. So my foot is actually right here, okay? It's hard to see, I know, but I'm trying. And then you can come forward and release it from there. The other one I want you to do, you're definitely gonna need a wall or a door jamb or a corner, something like that, something that's open like this. What I want you to do is you're gonna face the wall. Your right arm is gonna go out to the side, hand on the wall, and rotate outward. If you have had shoulder surgery or injury or anything like that, you will not be able to turn the way that I'm turning. Okay, I'm very, very hypermobile in my joints, so my hips are practically facing the camera, and my shoulders still touching the wall. So it might look more like this, where you're simply just trying to rotate out this way. You're trying to get a stretch in the arm. Okay? Inhale nice and tall. When you exhale, externally rotate away from the wall. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Never to sharp pain. To release this stretch, you face the wall completely, then release the arm. Okay, we're going to try that other side. The left arm will go out. So if you're facing the wall, it's just out beside you, and it'll end up being kind of behind you. Okay? You're nice and tall in the torso. Externally rotate away from the wall. She'll be twisting. This is my left arm I'm stretching right now. Twisting to the right, towards the center of the room, away from the wall itself. Breathing through the belly. The torso is the one that turns, and that releases. Now the last one is a calf stretch on your wall or your door jamb or even a couch. I'll show you a couple different angles so that you can see what I mean here. But this one, by far one of the most important stretches that you can do for your feet, for your toes, for your heel, for your calf, for your knees. I want you to put your toe as high as possible on the wall. The heel is on the floor, knees straight, and the hip bone itself, the actual hip, is going to push forward to the wall. Not that it will touch the wall. Okay? I'll try and show it on the couch here so you get a better angle. The toe as high as possible, heels on the ground, knees straight. When I say reach for the wall, I do not mean put your face against the wall. Okay? What I mean is you're nice and tall, and the hip bone, the hip itself, is going to push forward. Okay? If you have tight calves, it will not touch the wall. Your hip bone, this takes a lot of practice. Like I said, I have hypermobility in my joints. So I touch the wall, but you definitely, especially if you haven't done it before, I have people that have been trying for years. You're just pushing towards the wall with your hip. That's your goal. Okay? And then you can release that, switching your side. So it's as high as you can, against the wall or couch, heels on the ground, the knee is straight, okay? And then I want you to come forward. Try not to let the foot slide down, okay? So the hip bone pushing forward, the knee staying straight, breathing deep. You should feel that calf stretch quite a bit. And then you can step back and just shake out your feet. You finished. Did you finish? I don't know. I guess like leave comments for me. Literally the first time I have ever done this. So if you can figure it out, if the sound was okay, if you understood what was happening, if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them because I literally don't even know how to use Instagram. So I'm getting there. I'm really, really fastly learning. I'm spending hours and hours doing it. But if you have any comments for me, I'd love to hear them. Otherwise, I will probably be posting more because they're always different. And, you know, I just don't want you guys to be bored. So have a wonderful day. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Drink lots of water. Definitely do those stretches if you need to. And if you're sore or stiff for the next day or two, that's totally normal. It's your muscles repairing and getting stronger. If you have super sharp pain, you know, your back is a lot of pain, email me, okay? Let me know. I will help you. I will virtually talk to you so that I can help you with anything that you have questions with. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.